Peace. Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. Wake your glass up. Morning motivation. Happy Saturday, y'all. Morning motivation. And happy Veterans Day and Veterans Day weekend to all my vets, including my pops and myself and my brother. Salute. Morning motivation. Don't limit your challenges. Challenge your limits. One more time. Don't limit your challenges. Challenge your limits. Pass it on. As always, you matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Peace. What's going on, y'all? Peace. Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. Wake your glass up. Stands to be said again. Thank y'all for being in here. Today is Saturday, November 11th, 2023, the year of our Lord. The time is now 8:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, I ran back home. We'll get to that in a minute, but thank you all for being in here. This is G.R.O.W.T.H podcast, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing, and this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. I am your humble host, Kofa, Kofa, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell. Right there on the screen. General housekeeping, go ahead and get that out the way. You see the Cash App, you see the PayPal on the screen. Y'all know how to use super chats or super stickers. You've been in these YouTube streets a minute. Utilize them as you see fit. If you don't want to donate to the channel, it's all good, but I promise you every dollar goes to helping the channel grow. Thank y'all for being in here. Go ahead and hit y'all with Randy real quick.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful, give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And
back on me. Other general housekeeping. Take your shoes off when you come in my house. Hit the like button.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
It's simple, it's free, it helps the algorithm. That also is another way to help the channel grow. So make sure you hit that like button, take your shoes off when you come in my house. Also, if I came down your timeline, you're just sticking your head in the door saying what's up, trying to see what the hell I'm talking about, consider hitting that subscribe button. That's also free. So go ahead and do those two things for me and we'll be good. Thank y'all for being in here. Y'all see the thumbnail. That's probably what brought you here. It's been going on the last couple of days or so. You know, Jeezy has a new album. What is that? Might forgive, but I don't forget. I really don't know the title. Haven't listened to Jeezy in a minute, but I like seeing the brothers' growth. I really did like this conversation between him and Nia Long. But the reason why I'm doing this live tonight, and the reason why I titled the stream, the reason I titled it with a question mark is necessary conversation. Because a lot of times we're gonna go ahead and right into the material. It takes a ex-dope boy, a current dope boy, or a celebrity as a man to go through his trials and tribulations to sit down and talk where our sisters will receive it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of brothers out there willing to sit down and have these open conversations and this open dialogue, but he's usually deemed a bitch. He's weak. He's soft. He's a sucker. He's a simp. Y'all know how this shit go. So when brothers are genuinely opening up in real life, outside of the internet, not taking anything away from Jeezy, but outside of the internet, outside of the entertainment industry, outside of athletes, nobody gives a fuck.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Now I know what you're saying. Kofa, you sound jaded. You sound bitter. You sound angry. You sound like a hater. This, that, and the third. I done heard all that shit. But everybody within earshot of my voice knows I'm telling the fucking truth. Let me check in with this comment real quick and salute the Theo Coop of the Do Better podcast. He was actually the first comment, but I think he commented a little bit too early because when I went live, it took the comment down. So Theo, I appreciate you checking in first, brother. And you know you get a...
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
DG in the building. DG says, my brother, I hit the like button, but I'll keep my shoes on. I don't wear socks and my shoe and my toes are ugly. I got you, bro. Appreciate you being in here as always. We're going to keep on cooking though. But yes, that's why I wanted to have this conversation tonight. It's just interesting how deep of a conversation that Jeezy and Nia Long had. And I really wonder what was left on the, as they say, the cutting room floor, what was edited out, the parts that they couldn't bring into this hour-long interview. Now, I'm not going to play the whole interview. I really do encourage you to go look on YouTube. It's out there on YouTube. I don't know if it's copywritten or not. The parts that I have clipped out are some things that jumped out at me that I wanted to touch on and kind of expand on. But the premise of this is, why does it take, again, an ex-dope boy, a current dope boy, or a celebrity to actually get through to our sisters? Because I'm seeing a lot of sisters saying, oh, they love the interview. He was so transparent. You know, he spoke his truth. It's so many brothers out there going through a lot of this shit and they're still standing. That's another reason why I wanted to play it, so the men listen. It's not just about celebrity. This is another black man. Take away Young Jeezy, Boys in the Hood, Mr. 17.5. Take away all that shit. I'm talking about Jay Jenkins. This is probably the first time I've actually sit down and outside of his music felt like I was listening to Jay Jenkins. It was a grown-ass man, 46-year-old man, having a very transparent conversation. And that's a lot of us in our 30s and our 40s going into our 50s that have these real-ass conversations a lot, and nobody fucking hears us. We've been doing this shit. We've been able to communicate since we were younger. It may not be the way that the culture or society likes us to communicate, but we've done it. So I wanted to play this for the brothers to show you how parallel a lot of the stuff Jeezy was saying in this now popular, probably soon to be considered a classic interview, and the stuff that you've been saying all along. So like I keep telling y'all brothers, you're not fucking crazy. You know what you see, you know what you've been through, you know what you heard, you know what you've done. You're not fucking crazy. And before that, you matter. I'm going to keep repeating that. I'm going to drill that into your fucking head. You matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. We're going to go ahead and get into this first clip. I'm going to pause it throughout because he touches on certain things. And again, it stands to be repeated, stands to be expounded on, stands to be talked about outside of this interview, outside of my channel, outside of the YouTube streets. These conversations have to keep being had because guess what? We're having them, but people act like we're not because he's not that nigga. And when I say he, I mean the average day-to-day brother. Just looking at you in the mirror, you can physically reach out and touch. A lot of people ignore it. And brothers, I don't want y'all to pick up that habit and start doing that shit to each other as brothers just to impress some pussy.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Let's go ahead, son Moses, one more time. He says, U.S. Air Force vet, peace to all the former and current service members. Yes, salute to us all for putting on that uniform. Make sure y'all go get y'all goddamn VA. Swallow your pride. Start piecing that together. I'm going to tell you like an OG told me, then we get into the videos. If you put on that uniform, something's wrong with you. It doesn't mean you're crazy for putting on the uniform. If you put it on, you know the U.S. military has got something out of you that you may not have to give at the time. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Go claim your VA. If you wore that uniform, something's wrong with you. Let them tell you no. Go put it in. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Jay Gray in the building as well. What's going on, brother? And thank you for your support, DG. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get into this first clip. Like I said, I'm going to stop it throughout, but we're going to rock out tonight a little bit. I'm not going to hold y'all too long. I don't plan on it, but we'll see how this goes. Oh, had to pause it real quick. Because we're getting into a lot of this stuff tonight, I did want to share this with y'all. I told y'all I got my military orders, so I went back home to Alabama, met up with my parents. My grandmother passed last year, so we, my mom, my aunts and uncles trying to sell the house and stuff. So we get into this childhood trauma conversation a lot, and it's become almost a selling point for relationship gurus, for I guess life coaches, all these different people online. I don't want to be grouped in with that. Again, I'm just a brother that cares. Even if I go get these life coach credentials and shit, I don't want to be grouped in with that. I just want y'all to know me as a brother that cares. So you can't keep beating up your childhood and talking about your childhood trauma when you've had good things that happen in your life as well. I would rather you latch on to the positive. That's why I keep talking about a positive fuck it. I believe in positive reinforcement, but as black folks, we've been schooled so much to just take negative reinforcement, and that's going to make you do something because somebody cussed you out, beat your ass, beat you up, verbally beat you up, all that type of shit. I'm so tired of that, bro. I believe in positive reinforcement. You find that silver lining even at your lowest of lows. Find that next step to get back on your feet and keep going. So I'm sharing this because this is outside of my grandmother's house. I had to go by. I got some video of the house too. I'll probably share that in a VOD later on. But that's Lil Kofa on the left in the red jacket. Your man on the right, standing outside those same red steps. Those red steps were legendary. Behind me, it used to be a swing. I used to sit on there with my granddaddy. He used to sit there in those white chairs behind Lil Kofa with his his liquor, his Pepsi, and dip his snuff and just sit on the porch and throw his hand up. So whenever y'all hear me talk about I'm in the garage and I got my Coke and my cigar, that's where I got it from, because he used to sit on the porch with his liquor, his Pepsi, and maybe dip his snuff every now and then. But usually he had that E&J or whatever the fuck he was drinking back then, and his his Pepsi, and sit on the porch and throw his hand up and wave, and that was his way of relaxing. He'll watch baseball and all that. So just those fond memories came back to me now that I'm knowing we're getting ready to sell the house. So again, fuck the childhood trauma. I'm talking about the good times I had. So of course, granddaddy, he been gone since I was in high school. My grandma just passed last year. So now on the right picture, we're inside the house. That's me and my mama. Salute to my mama.
You go, girl.
So I told her we had to low key, kind of recreate the picture. We had to take it again. And she didn't even realize it. She had sent me the picture with me sitting there in the white and the blue shirt, or standing there when she was fixing her hair up. You see, she cut it off since she couldn't never stand having to do her hair all the time. But she didn't even realize when I took the picture and I showed her, and she looked behind her and she was like, oh. I was like, Mom, we had to take it in the same spot. We getting ready to sell the house. So again, that's 1-2-year-old Lil Kofa right there, and Big Kofa with his mom. I told her we had to recreate it. So again, salute to my mama. I just wanted to share that personal part with you, because we're getting ready to kind of get into some serious stuff with Jeezy. So I wanted to share that because there's somewhere around your house you have family photos, that old house they may be getting ready to either renovate or tear down in your old neighborhood. Go by, take those pictures. Remember the good times, bro. Don't get stuck on the childhood trauma. But with that, let me slide over to the comments real quick. Son Moses says he just got his rating in December. Salute, brother. I'm at 80 right now. I'm trying to kick up to that 100. Keep on going. Son Moses, I think you may have emailed me before. If not, go to my about section and email me, and we can share some information, because again, I've been getting good ass info from a lot of brothers and sisters. So if you're not at 100, I want to help get you there, or at least possibly point you in the right direction. Let's keep on going. International Quiet Storm.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
The man that got fancy on us. The International Quiet Storm says is online. Salute, brother. Thank you for being in here. JT in the building with the $10 super chat. I appreciate that, bro. He says, salute to my brother, a.k.a. Kane Kofa. Just wanted to show my brother some love. Keep grinding, you know what I mean?
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
I appreciate you, bro. I thought I had one more. I do, JT. This for you, bro.
Sprinkle me, man. 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 Big time.
International Quiet Storm with the $10 super chat as well. Just showing straight up love for the game, brother. I got both of y'all. Hold up. What we gonna do? We got 2 10s make 20s. What we gonna hit y'all with?
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket.
And as always, in remembrance of Auntie,
These last $2.
appreciate both y'all, JT and Quiet Storm. Thank you. Quiet Storm came back with it. He says, Kofa, I'm 100% permanent and total.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Praise the Most High, bro. Trying to get there. Let me know if you need help. I do, and I will. We'll be in touch. We definitely will, brother. Thank you. Brother Malik in the building. He says, peace to the fam. Peace to you. Look, he says, peace to I appreciate you, good, bro. Salute for that. Malika, thank you for being in here, brother. Jay Gray with the $2 super chat. He says, you still got that fuck you, bitch. Did I owe you? I think I owed somebody. I didn't see it until they left out last time. Where am I at? I think I just played it Jay. I hit it for JC the other day. There we go.
Fuck you and your family, bitch.
I think that's the one you talking about, Jay Gray. And you get the $2 for
These last $2.
I appreciate you, man. We gonna keep on going. I did that by special request. That wasn't aimed at nobody. But let's keep on rolling. Let's go ahead and get into this first video with Jeezy. Like I said, I'm gonna pause it throughout because he does touch on some important stuff. Let's get rolling.
My grandmother was very religious. She made me go to church and Sunday school and Easter speeches and all that. I didn't realize it then. I just went because I was supposed to be going.
Yeah.
Right? But it came to some points in my life where things just happened that was so real that there was nowhere else to go but with God.
What was the activation moment of trauma for you?
I think there was several things. I think that the first was being.
Let me pause it real quick. I'm just read this up on the screen. They really did a good job with this interview, the production and all that. So salute to whoever did this shit because it was dope. I like the way they got the definitions popping up on the screen. On the screen, it says trauma, and then it gives the definition. Trauma is a deeply distressing or disturbing experience. That simple, plain, on its face. So it can be a little bit of anything at any point in time. But listen to this part.
Left with a babysitter that was a woman that was older than me. I mean, that was older, and her, you know, touching and doing things to me that don't normally happen to kids. Right?
Like molesting.
Right, basically.
Yeah.
So I was introduced to sex at a very
Really
young age.
young?
Yeah. Second thing was that I had this lady that lived next door to us in an apartment. She was married to this guy. They had 2 kids, and it was around my age, and I used to hang out with them. And I was there one day, and I remember like it was yesterday. They got into an argument.
Yeah.
And me and the little boys was playing in the room, and I heard them, you know, and I heard that saying before, you wait till I get back. I'll be right back. And I kind of looked at the boys. I'm like, yo, you know, and sure enough, he came running upstairs, and he went in the closet, right? And when he was going in the closet, he was fumbling through the closet, and I saw it when he pulled it out. It was like a big, like had to be like a silver 357.
Oh
and
my
I looked
God.
at them, and I immediately was like, yo, we gotta hide.
Yeah.
And
But why did you know to hide?
because I had been around that before growing up. So
Pause it right there, man. Going back to the top, it wasn't a minute into the interview, and he talked about something we've spoken about here in this space that a lot of people don't want to talk about, and it's these older women, older girls molesting, touching younger men. YouTube, don't slap my hand. Y'all need to get that bullshit off your mind in the algorithm. I'm going to use the words because that's what it is. Salute the Real Bravado Network. Salute to JT. We got to start calling a thing a thing. Jeezy was molested when he was younger. I keep telling y'all, a lot of guys that women find popular, a lot of guys that are super sexual with the ladies, not saying that he was or anything. Give a R. Kelly, super sexual with the women. Jeezy, super popular with the women. A lot of men, young boys have been touched and molested, and it has happened at the hands of a woman or an older girl that knew what she was doing and took advantage of somebody that was too small to do anything. And we don't like to talk about this to this day. And that's why I said I really found it interesting that he mentioned that in the first minute, and that part wasn't expounded on in the version of the interview that we got. So I wonder if they circled back to it, if it was more to be said, because it seemed like he mentioned it and then it kind of jumped to the topic that he's talking about now, where his friend's father, or, you know, whoever the guy was, ended up firing upon his wife while these young men, young boys, little boys were in the house. So he knew to hide because he said it, he just seen something like that before. He's been through that before. And I want y'all to pay attention to that part, because having been through it before at that age, young Jeezy, literally little J, still had his fucking innocence. So when it happened again at someone else's house, it didn't translate to him to numb his feelings. He was still afraid. He still knew to hide. But eventually, getting into the streets and shit like that, by that time that comes, that childhood trauma has set in, and there's no telling what he's seen up until that point when we got young Jeezy, the corporate thug, if you will. So just start paying attention to that, bro. Start paying attention to yourself because you've seen some trauma as well. How did you compartmentalize it? How did you understand it? How did little you understand it? It's a reason why I put myself up on the screen a second ago. Y'all saw little Kofa. It's certain shit that I saw. It's certain shit that I saw at that house I was standing in front of at my grandmother's house. I got an uncle that was a straight up crackhead. I remember him trying to fight my granddad. I remember my granddad and my grandmama arguing over not letting him back in the house. I remember him stealing in the house. I remember a lot of shit. And a lot of your childhood trauma does not, I repeat, does not have to come from up under your roof. Case in point, Lil J over his friend's house, probably playing Nintendo or some shit. And up comes this man arguing with this woman. He runs upstairs, get his pistol, goes downstairs, and pop, pop, pop. I'm going to let it keep on running.
Went and climbed under the sink in the bathroom and hid. And I heard some yelling, and all I heard was pow, pow, pow.
He killed the wife?
He didn't kill her. He shot her like 4 times.
Oh my God.
Right? And he ran, left us there. My mom and dad came looking for me. Eventually, they found me under the sink when the police and everything was there. But I just, they just stuck with me, right? And before I was 8, I had already accepted this is the norm, right? I was already desensitized. And
At 8 years old?
Yeah, I was already thinking like, okay, this is what life is. And it gave me this thing to like always like protect myself, right?
Yeah. Because nothing felt safe.
Right.
Do you have siblings at this
My
point?
brother died when we was younger.
What did it do to your mother?
I mean, my mother had a like very toxic relationship.
You and your mom?
Yes. My sister's my little sister, right?
Yeah.
But I call her my little big sister because she's probably the only person that can talk sense into me.
My relationship with my father was probably very toxic.
How so?
Well, because he wasn't there.
Okay.
I didn't have the example of what a family was supposed to look like.
Right.
The first thing before you marry someone, it's like, well, what is his relationship like with his mother?
I feel like my mother, it came from her not being raised right. Very violent, very verbal, very cold. I just remember that I was kind of on the outside because I looked so much like my father. They divorced, and all I know is my father just told me straight up, he'll never trust another woman again, which made me go, shit.
Well, what was that about?
Because whatever happened between them hurt him.
So one was not feeling safe and protected when you were molested.
Right.
2 was a void of love and compassion and acceptance from your mom.
Yeah.
And then the third one was, okay, now I'm going to completely disconnect from myself here because there is no love here. And I'm going to go to the streets and I'm going to hustle and I'm going to make money and I'm going to prove that I'm worthy of this love and I'm going to be somebody.
When I left my mother's house, I had to be around 13, 14.
Yeah.
And pause it there real quick. A lot of us don't want to, and again, salute to TJ of the Real Bravado Network. He does an excellent job of talking about the son husband and the trauma that has befallen many a black man due to their mother. We talked about it a little bit here too, where it's my mama, or even my grandma. Usually it's 3 women in your life. It's your grandma, your mama, and your daughter a little, later on in life. And they can learn to be toxic too, depending on what woman you had them with. Again, trust me, I got a whole 20-year-old. I done been through the fire, and some of that shit, they ain't have nothing to do with no adolescent growing pains. Trust me, I know. So when Jeezy, when Jay, he's Jay today. When Jay is opening up about this shit, you got to think, this is a 46-year-old man. How long has he truly been holding on to this? How many conversations, and he goes on into later on in the interview where he really couldn't trust anybody with this type of information. He couldn't share that with anybody, to include the women that he, had children with. Because again, he goes back into the sink. He goes back to little J. That day that the gun was going off, he hides up under the sink. He knew to hide. He didn't get numb and freeze. He didn't get numb and get cold to it. But being there with that, his own personal trauma, he eventually does become numb to it at 8, 9 years old. And it's a lot of us out there become numb to it. We just accept it. Bring Derek's conversation back up, his piece. He says, I just shut down. And so many of us do that, DG. I'm big on leaving. I'm big on walking away, but I'm big on addressing the issue. It's a 2-part thing. You got to be able to address the issue and then walk the fuck away. And trust me, it took me a while to understand that too, because I've shut down before. Because I feel like I'm wasting my time if I'm sitting there preaching to you. And that's when you start losing the energy. That's when it becomes tiresome. It becomes a burden to try to meet somebody halfway, whether it's a friend, romantic relationship, familial relationship, whatever the case may be. You're trying to explain your part of it and you're not being heard. So I understand that you can shut down. You revert back to being that child, because oftentimes black men, we're treated like we're children. We can bitch, moan, cry, complain, talk about all the things that are fucked up with black men, but nobody takes into account how we're raised and how we're treated. A lot of people don't like taking that into account. Everything that we say happens in an abusive manner to black women and black girls is really happening to black boys times 2, and nobody's ever held accountable for it. It's the same thing with romantic relationships. Whatever they talk about, men are liars and cheaters and abusers and stuff like that, a lot of times it's the women that are liars, cheaters, and abusers. They do it times 2, and nobody ever holds them fucking accountable.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
So a lot of times as black men, it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. So I understand that. Let me get to this other comment that Malika put up as well. He says, our pain and traumas aren't seen as relevant, especially within our own community and with our women. That's why we suffer in silence many times. Quiet Storm says, I had to confide in past girlfriends when I was younger. They used that against me and ruined me. One sent her brother to nearly delete me. I had serious trust issues until I went through intense therapy.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Like the work that brothers have to put in to correct themselves. And as we say, you don't deserve shit. You earn, you work for things. But the work that we're putting in, a lot of times, again, it's a one-off. People don't respect it. You start going to therapy, somebody finds out, oh, you crazy, something wrong with you. This is why I talk the way I talk. This is why I come off so harsh, because I don't give a fuck anymore. And I don't give a fuck in a positive manner. I don't have to do harm to anybody. I just don't got to deal with your bullshit.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Yes, that took time, self-reflection, and yes, y'all, therapy. Just like Quiet Storm just said. You go through that shit, you confide in somebody that you trust. And that's the other thing, brothers, you got to understand. You trust her. You don't know if she trusts you. It seems all right in the moment until it rears its ugly head 6 months later and she throws it back in your face. But we're going to keep on rocking. Just had to pivot right there when he was talking about the childhood experience between his parents. And he had his father, I believe his father, salute to Jay's dad. I believe he was a Marine as well. But his dad said because of what they went through with him and his mom, his dad told him he'll never trust another woman again. Because his dad was a Marine, and I believe his parents were initially married, I can only think, just putting on the uniform myself, seeing what I've seen, it's a good possibility his mom might have stepped out on his pops while he was away on military duty. There's no telling. I'm just coming up with that scenario, knowing the time frame going into the women can do anything era, because he's only a couple years older than us, older than me, and knowing what their military life looks like. And everybody, again, is not a military spouse. Man or woman that's a husband or a wife of a military member, everybody ain't no military spouse. Those trainings that we got to go do for 2-3 weeks here and there, maybe go overseas for a year, that's grounds to go out here for the other party involved, the other spouse, to go out there and act a complete fucking fool in the streets. Not saying that's what happened, but Jay never got the story from his father. He just simply told him, whatever the fuck happened between them, I'm never going to trust another woman again. You don't think that has an impact on a young boy? Because again, my mama, if she's the main woman in my life, this is what my example of what a real woman is. You're supposed to love my mother. You can't trust another woman again. Oh shit, you're my father. What the fuck did she do?
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Let's keep on going.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And the reason why I left because she pulled a gun on me, right?
Okay.
And basically told me, like, you know, you're going to either do what I say or I'm going to take you out of this world type thing. I was just like, yo,
Why was she so hard?
I don't really know her father like that. And as I get older, I start to realize that
Thanks, Mike.
you just never know what somebody went through. You know, one thing I love about my mother, she was spicy. Like she got a tongue that can cut half the world
I
down
love
with.
it. So I'm raising boys.
Right.
It's very interesting when you are trying to get that young boy to be a man and to go out into the world. And I would say that I do a good job of being present with them.
Right.
But then there's that part of me where I'm like, I don't want to raise mama's boys.
I got an option to go to this boot camp. And in that camp, I was able to get my GED, learn life skills, and a bunch of different things. It was my first time being pulled away from my environment, right? So it definitely gave me time to think about, you know, what I wanted to do in my life, where I wanted to go, and it was a different type of experience because it was like a lot of structure, something that I wasn't used to. And it's crazy because I'll never forget, it was one of the times that I was there and I was getting ready to get out. But I remember we went on a field trip because it was near water. And I remember just being on a military ship, like, you know, because the waves are crashing against it. I was just like, I don't want to go back home. I might should jump over.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought about it a few times. It was so real. That's probably the only time in my life where I ever felt that low, that I felt like this could be the end for me.
Yeah.
And
Pause it right there. So he's a young man, goes off to a boot camp on one of their trips. They're out on the ocean. And he's thinking about jumping. Let me explain something, y'all, man. If you jump off one of those, a cruise ship, a military ship, this shit that y'all see in the movies where people jumping straight into the water, if you're not trained, if you don't hit that water properly, you're going to break your legs. You're going to knock yourself out. At a certain speed, when you hit water like that, you might as well be hitting fucking concrete. This is why people be like, oh man, the plane crashed over water. At least, hell no. That's damn near like they ran into a mountain. At that altitude, at that height, and you coming down with nothing but gravity pulling you at a certain speed, your bones are going to break. So he's thinking about deleting himself. And if he deleted himself back then, let's just think about the way we look at things now. If he deleted himself back then, it would have been, oh, black boys are going through so much trauma. Well, probably back then, he crazy, something wrong with him. Now, oh, black boys are going through so much trauma. Black men need to step up and talk to these young men. But when we step up and talk to these young men and give them some tools for manhood, not to pat him on his ass, not no son husband shit. When we give him tools for manhood, it's usually a woman that comes in there, injects whatever she got to say as his mama or as his elder, and fucks up everything that men have laid as a foundation. So if he deletes himself back then, he's a crazy young black man. Fast forward, a young boy his age deletes himself now. Black men should have stepped up. Somebody should have saw it coming. Mental health, mental health, mental health, mental health. Y'all know how we do nowadays. But here he stands at 46 years old thinking about that experience of when he almost deleted himself. But one thing we all know with for sure, he was just been another dead black little boy. Just another kid that died in the neighborhood. This is why I talk about care. Even though I talk about fuck them kids, I'm not raising nobody else. You could put a bug in these young boys' ear and it's going to stick. It may not manifest itself till later on and you're not going to be able to save everybody, bro. But just give them a kind word. Bro, don't do that shit. I heard what your mama said and I know that's your mama. Fuck what she talking about. Because some of these boys ain't had they fuck it moment where they realize that their mother is just another woman. They still my mama, my mama, my mama. If you can't see that in grown men where they still stuck on my mama, my mama, my mama, think about a 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old young man, maybe in his mid-20s. His mama's his world. So sometimes when you pull these young boys' coat, you ain't got time to play with him, dog. You may never see him again. You don't know where the fuck he's at. But you know that look because a man know a man, and you've been there too. So when you're having these conversations with that young boy at the gas station, they say, can I get a couple dollars? Throw him a couple dollars. Give him a couple kind words because that may be the only time you hear that shit. Be who the fuck you needed when you was that age. I'm not telling you got to move them in and take him in on some movie type of shit. You done save some little black boy, but you can give him a kind word. That shit free. If you could click on YouTube and listen to me go, if I could sit here and talk to y'all and do the same thing on socials, when you got these young men in your face, Give him something to think about. It may not stick for him then. It may not manifest itself till later on again, but it's going to come out eventually. Even if he do some stupid shit, the streets won, and he's sitting in that fucking cell, and he got life, he's going to be forced to think about, damn, that old dude at the gas station. Damn, that old dude at Walmart. Damn, old boy at the barbershop told me not to do this dumbass shit. Now he going to be forced to tell that story to the next young man. I know I expounded on that, but I like to expound on it because we like taking things on surface level, unfortunately, in our community, and we'll stick and stay with that one thing and then stay on topic, and we never flesh it out when we know how that damn movie ends. And then everybody want to throw their hands up like, oh shit, I didn't know that was going to happen. We done seen this movie before. Let me get to some of y'all comments. We going to keep on rolling. Let me see where we at. Quiet Storm talking about when that guy tried to delete him. He says, I was seriously blue-pilled until my legit red pill moment when a beta man wanted to take me out. If it wasn't for my dad and my military combat training, I wouldn't be here.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
He also says that's true, Kofa. I had a sailor jump off the ship because he found out his wife cheated on him, emptied his bank account, cleaned out their apartment, and ran off with her ex-boyfriend. I've seen it too. I got friends in the Navy, man, and one of them, like, she still fucked up to this. She was like, you have no idea how many dead bodies I'd have had to pull out the ocean. And that's the easiest way to do it. Ain't nobody you're not going to pop yourself. You're not going to cut your wrist. The easiest thing is just walking off that deck because the deck of the ship is so high up. You got to think you basically up 5-6 stories, sometimes more, on a lot of these cruisers and carrier ships. When you hit that water, you gonna hit that water. You might as well be jumping in again, hitting concrete. Look, and this happened, says the guy found out about his wife cheating on while he was on an 8-month deployment. Not even a whole year. I told y'all, everybody ain't no military spouse. Let's keep on going, man. Mona D says, hello, Kofa in chat.
You go, girl!
Appreciate you being in here. Yes, hit that like button, y'all. Take heed. Says Kofa, hello, sir. What's going on, sis? Thank you for being in here.
You go, girl!
We're going to keep on going through the comments. And take heed. I know I was schooling you on how to say my name in your chat, but BT also reminded me of that. How do you pronounce your name? Put it phonetically in the chat. I'm going to try it. Tell me if I did good. Abong Anwang. I think I did it right. But let me know in the chat. We're going to keep on going. We good. Okay. I'm going to keep on letting it run.
You know, I buckled back down. I came home. And I definitely turned my hustle up. Like I just went about it as a business. And this is around the time that I had my son. And he made me focus on becoming a man.
We are born as beings meant to be here to love.
Right. That's the crazy thing, though, because as I sit here at 46, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But I can't honestly tell you that I've experienced love, like especially non-conditional. Like I couldn't tell you that. It was always something to it.
Right? Well, maybe you had to get open to it first to heal it, to attract it.
Well, I mean, you know, when you're coming up in a family, right? Yeah. There should be at least a baseline of health.
Yes.
Right? And just healthy,
yes,
you know, just conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that I probably got more love in the streets than I did when I was. And that's one of the reasons why I love my grandmother so much, because she was the only person that I can recall. My dad's folks was a little more calmer.
Yeah.
My mom's folks, they weren't playing the radio.
Is your mom still alive?
No, my mom passed. My mom passed during...
Bring it back on me. I didn't stop it. That was a little part that I clicked out. We got 2 more videos, y'all. But he said his mom passed during the C virus. So again, this is something he has to deal with up until 40-something years old, trying to address certain things with his mom. But salute to Jeezy for even opening up. Well, salute to Jay for opening up. Salute to him for opening up on that piece. I got 2 more parts that I clipped out, but I wanted to expand on that. You notice when he said, when Nia Long said, we're put here to love. And Jeezy spoke what Jay spoke what so many black men have spoken, that we get a lot of pushback in the red pill, in the manosphere, men-centric content space. We're loved conditionally. I never felt, he sat there and he reflected. Prior to, you can tell just by his body language, his face, tone of voice. I told y'all I'm big on that. Eye contact. He had already come to that conclusion. Before this interview, he had already reflected on that part of his life. So that's why he was able to tell her, look, I have never felt unconditional love. The closest thing that I can recall, again, he's talking about self, but I know so many of us out there can relate to it. But the closest thing that I can recall, Jay said, is my grandmother. You know how many other black men I've heard say that? This again is why I wanted to play this interview. It's so many. For the brothers only. Drop a 7 in the chat if that first clip I played, if anything in there resonated with you as a black man. Drop a 7 in the chat. Y'all do that for me. Y'all know it's rare that I ask y'all to do stuff on y'all end, but please drop a 7 in the chat if anything that Jay Jenkins, aka Jeezy, just said that resonated with you, that you've either heard, experienced, or you know someone that has spoken that, another black man that has spoken that or experienced something similar before, from childhood on up to the point where he was just speaking about the loss of his mother. Salute Son Moses for that $2 super chat, bruh. While y'all drop those 7s, look, Malika on it. Let me get this super chat real quick. Son Moses dropped $2 super chat just for the love of the game, brother.
These last $2.
Look. So I wasn't close, sis. She says, no, sir. Laughing. Let's keep on going, though. Malika says, facts. Sister, take heed until I find out how to pronounce your name. She says he is correct. Asked the brothers to drop a 7. Look, Malika done ran his keyboard out, all 7s. Quiet Storm, 7. JT, 3 7s. DG, 7. Son Moses, 7. J Gray, 7. BT in the building. What's going on? He said, sorry I'm late to the show. All good, brother.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Says he's ninja watching. I appreciate that, bro. We playing this Young Jeezy interview. Not the whole thing, but I got a couple clips I wanted to point on. But again, I asked the brothers to drop a 7 in there if anything he said in that initial clip, from his childhood trauma all the way to the death of his mother, was there anything in there sound familiar? I know it does. I've sat across from women that sounded like that before. And like Quiet Storm said, it seems like an interesting conversation, be it your girlfriend, your homegirl, or whatever like that. Next conversation, you weak. You need to start speaking up for yourself. Wait a minute, you talking. Shut the fuck up. It gets flipped on us a lot. And this is why when we talking about this dating and relationship, romantic relationship space and all that, I often say there's a male and a female equivalent. We're going to take a pivot real quick. There's a male and a female equivalent. The women have it easier because men are just going to approach them, right? Men have it easier because of the numbers. Women have it harder because of the men's numbers. We're less than y'all. So if you're not getting approached like that, it's going to be hard for you ladies. For the men, the same way we have it easier is the same reason why we got it harder, because of the numbers. So it may be a slew of women out there, but we're supposed to, from a societal standpoint, let's just be realistic, we're supposed to find that one, that needle in a haystack. It's a haystack of women out there, and we're supposed to be a gentleman to all of you throughout the process. Your past be damned, your present be damned, your potential future be damned. I'm supposed to be a perfect gentleman, a king, a brother got to walk on water with each and every woman along his path, whether it's a romantic relationship or familiar relationship, friendships included, all that, co-workers. We have to be on our game because it's so many women out there and we don't know which one of y'all gonna cry foul. All to find that one that we're supposed to build a life with. Then we build the life and we're supposed to give up our life for you when it comes down to it.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
But in this climate today, we're not getting anything in return. No cooperation, damn near whatsoever. It's rare that you get to take heed. What's going on? She done snuck in. Gail at night. What's going on, sis?
You go, girl.
It's rare you get a Gail. It's rare you get to take heed. It's rare you get a Mona D. Needle in a haystack. Going back to what Jeezy just talked about. Never felt unconditional love. It was always because I did something. But again, that goes back to this conversation tonight. He had to be the ex-dope boy, the current dope boy, or the entertainer, athlete, the celebrity to get black women's attention. Because I see women talking about it online, how good the interview is, and we need y'all to start opening up. Like, why can't y'all be like Jeezy? Why can't y'all talk like him? Your cousin done open up to you, you don't care. Your brother done open up to you, you don't care. Your friend done open up to you. This is why I say it's hard for men and women to be friends. I'm not saying it's impossible. But a lot of times, if you look at it, the man ends up being the man for a female friend. And then as soon as we need something as a friend, it's a no-go.
No.
So your friends done open up, your brother done open up, your cousin done open up. And y'all keep shunning us and pushing us away when brothers talk like Jeezy. But because it's on the internet and he's a celebrity and he used to be in the streets, and look at his growth. Again, not taking anything away from the brother. Growth, shameless plug. Look at his growth. Why can't y'all do that? It's a brother been on that straight and narrow path, growing every day, taking a little bit longer. If you can respect the brother that hops in the street, that does what he has to do, you can respect the brother that got 2 jobs, doing what he has to do. But often that's not the fucking case. Let me keep on going. Let me get back to some comments. I think we almost all caught up. Take Heed says, wow, my brothers, big facts, sis. Like we there. We there, and we're all on the same page. That's why I wanted to play this interview, because I know a lot of brothers were hesitant because, again, Jeezy the thug, she's talking to a Pookie or whatever. This a regular ass dude. This is why I talk the shit I talk, whether it's about a street nigga or not. At the end of the day, you put on your pants same way I do. You wanna lay up with a woman that don't get on your nerves, same way I do. You get up to go to work to make your money however much or whatever way, same way I do. So while celebrity is cool, I really don't give a fuck about it. Again, this is about Jay Jenkins tonight. Jeezy's the title of the album. We know he's promoting and all that shit. He's creating conversations. It's cool. But listen to Jay Jenkins, the man. Let's slide over. We're going to get to the next video. I kind of want to start out with his childhood. Now we're going to get kind of to the Most High, a little bit more spiritual, but wanted to break this down as well.
Tell people, like, I don't think people understand that. It's like when you tell people you lost this many people, they look at it like you're exaggerating, but you got to really think about it. Let's just say Tupac. Tupac was 25, 6 when he died.
Right.
Imagine how many people he lost if he ever sat down and told you, I'm double his age. I lived past him. So I've lived 4 or 5 different lives.
As you had these different versions of self, right? Did you feel connected to the experience?
I gotta pause it.
You go, girl.
Tell you, he says, rubbing my king's feet and listening. Love your content. Salute to you and the king.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I had to pause for the cause for that one. Let's keep on going.
Or did you have an awareness to say, I know that what I'm doing is wrong, but this is what I have to do to survive?
Well, this is the thing. I learned my gifts early on.
Yeah.
I was a visionary because
Yeah.
I always see things. And I noticed that I was a disruptor because I find myself going with the not so popular decision, you know, but I know what's right in my heart, and I'm a problem solver. And going backwards, like, God gave me a gift. I understand that because he kept me safe, he kept me alive, he kept me free, and he made me successful in a sense. I hadn't gave anything back to him yet, which is why I lost my voice, because I told my vocal cords in the beginning of my career, which is.
Pause it right there. Gotta give Jay some of this.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
I keep speaking on, appreciate that, JT. I got you in a second, brother. I keep speaking on self-reflection. I keep speaking on how he's done his self-reflection and how we all need to do that. When he took his self-reflection, you just heard him. He said, I realized I'm a problem solver. I'm going to go against the grain. Again, this is stuff that we've said as brothers. So while he may have chose the street route being popular, a lot of us didn't choose the street route, which was popular around us. Or you were supposed to go work at the local plant back in that little country town. You left. Something was wrong with you. What you mean you trying to get out of here? You just like us. You think you better than somebody. Y'all let me know if I'm telling the truth. So you know you were above your current situation. Mentally, you knew you were there. You had to fight off those nitpicky ass demons, that nigga shit. Let's just call it what it is. You had to fight off that nigga shit you was around and you kept hearing and you kept being exposed to in order to get the fuck out and become better. A lot of us did not choose the streets and it took us a little bit longer. He chose the streets, but again, the level of trauma that come with that life, constantly looking over your shoulder for the jackers and the crackers. Salute the Pimp C.
Take that monkey shit out. You embarrassing us.
You looking out for the jackers and the crackers. That means the people that look like you and the popo. You stress the fuck out. It look fun, but once you in it, you in that shit. So that's the type of trauma that his brother done had to go through. A lot of us didn't have that. We had to go through the trauma of getting up every day to go work and bust our ass to make whatever little piece of change we could make until we got to that point where we have leveled up. I'm gonna let it keep on running. I just had to pause it right there. And now he's getting ready to get into this story of he was out there hustling, getting it, problem solving, doing what he needed to do, but he didn't give shit back to the Most High. And it almost cost him. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit.
I hadn't gave anything back to him yet, which is why I lost my voice, because I tore my vocal cords in the beginning of my career, which is why I
How did you do that?
Not knowing how to perform and tore my vocal cords.
Did you have to have an operation?
Yeah, and I didn't have insurance. I got 3 Lamborghinis and no insurance.
Yeah,
I had insurance on my cars and didn't have insurance on me. I had to pay for it.
I had insurance on my cars, but didn't have insurance on me.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
I want you to think about how quick he just kept going. That's why I paused it, because he just kind of ran past that. I had insurance on my cars. I got 3 Lambos, but I didn't have insurance on me.
With a brown paper bag. After that, I did my prayer and he got me out of it. And then I got hit with Bell's palsy. And my face was crooked. That's like one of the last time I talked to my mother, because I told her I was scared. I was like, I don't think my face will ever go back again, because it was like crooked. And
but do you remember what happened when? Because you know that's a emotional nerve thing.
I wasn't taking care of myself.
Pause it again. I know I keep pausing it, but this was a main part. Tell y'all real quick. I know what that feels like. I had Bell's palsy on both sides of my face. I'm gonna tell you how stressed out I was. Let me bring it back on me real quick. We're gonna get back where I'm at. 1:53. All right, cool. I can remember that. Bring it back on me real quick. We're gonna get back to that clip. So after his vocal cords tears, he says he has to have an operation. He don't have the insurance, so he got to pay for it in a brown paper bag. No telling where the money was coming from, because you know some brothers be in the industry and still got a foot in the street. Whatever the case may be, again, got insurance on my Lambos, but I don't got insurance on me. You see how we get caught up in this nigga shit, the material shit, the jewelry, and the flash, and even for the passport bros. Going here, there, everywhere, and you not taking care of business at home. I've preached this since I was in my early 20s. It's too easy to take care of home. It may be hard. It may be hard work, but it's too easy to take care of home. You did something hard so you can do something basic, which is take care of home. I keep preaching about a foundation. Got to lay that down for anybody younger out there listening, or somebody at a position now where you got to make something, make that next step, that jump. You got to have that solid foundation. Now, the Bell's palsy. What Nia Long said is true. That's dealing with your nerves. That's dealing with stress. And that's where it came from. I was stressed the fuck out. 2015 was one of my worst years of my life. Financially, I was fucked up. I was trying to hit a home run. Start a business with somebody. Willing to move out of state, leave everything behind, walk out on faith. That's why I'm really not crazy about these, entrepreneurial gurus all the time. Because it just become a selling point. But getting ready to take that leap, I was stressed the fuck out, going through it kind of with my baby mama and my daughter staying with me. And I'm trying to figure out stuff to get her in, because this is when she was transitioning from elementary to middle school. That's when shit get real. Y'all think it's high school. I'm telling you, as a parent of an older person, it's not high school. That middle school transition is a motherfucker. I'm gonna leave that there. But I was stressed out like that. I woke up, I went to sleep fine one night. Woke up the next morning, this half of my face, my left side, I might be coming through on the right side, but this is my left side, the right side of my face. This side went down. Couldn't drink, couldn't brush I went to brush my teeth, tried to, spit the toothpaste out, had no control. This side of my face, the right side, y'all, was dead. Went through that shit. The doc, gave me some type of medicine, said it's gonna take about 2-3 weeks to heal. All right, cool. That happens, gets back. People at work was like, damn, you in here? You had a stroke? Like, no, I ain't had no fucking stroke. I had to go to the doctor and figure out what it was. So I couldn't close my eye. I still got the eye patch in there to this day. I had to sleep with an eye patch on because my eye, I couldn't close it. So going to sleep like this with the ceiling fan going or just natural air, my eye would dry out. So it would just constantly water because I couldn't blink. Like I would literally have to shut my eye and open it up just in order to blink. That's how fucking stressed out I was. I leave to go to Cuba for work, for military work. Probably about 6 months later, stressed the fuck out leaving my daughter. Stressed the fuck out about, what I'm walking into, trying to get things done. And this is why I say I understand a lot of times when women are talking about what they're going through with single parents, but I also give pushback because nobody gives any accolades to us single fathers. So stressed out going through all that shit, the left side shuts the fuck down. Same shit as the right. I done had Bell's palsy on both sides of my face because of stress. This is why I started talking about a positive fuck. I started thinking about it back then because it wasn't shit I could do about it. Fuck it. What's going to be next? Fuck it. How am I going to grow from this? Fuck it. She left. Fuck it. I don't have a kid. Fuck it. I done went broke. Fuck it. Positive. Fuck it. I'm going to walk this dog. I'm going to walk this bitch down. I'm a fucking win. So when he talked about going from that to having Bell's palsy, and now he's still a celebrity, he's not supposed to look a certain way. I know what the fuck that shit feels like. Brothers in the chat just put a bunch of sevens. I asked him if you could relate to anything that Jay Jenkins just said in that first part of the interview, from the child molest to the passing of his mother. Drop a 7. The brothers drop 7s, multiple 7s, because we've all been through it. That's why I wanted to play the interview, because I know a lot of brothers didn't want to hear it because there's so many sisters clapping for it. You didn't think it was on no red pill shit. But tell me you have not heard this voice. You have not heard these stories. You have not lived these stories yourself that this brother's on the screen telling. Let me get to y'all comments, then we're going to pick back up with the video. Where we at? JT, my bad, brother. I almost forgot you. $5 super chat from JT. He says, I remember I heard a black couple arguing and the woman yelled, next time you want to kill yourself, call another bitch. I am not hopping up for that shit. Big facts, bro. And I got you on the 5. That's when I knew it was over with me. There is no reconciliation. Because again, 2015, I was thinking about deleting myself. Y'all heard me speak about it before. That was that year. when I told y'all I had the GUN in my mouth, like I was at rock bottom. Y'all, I was not in a good place. I was not in a good place. Y'all think I cried when Auntie passed? Mentally and the emotional drain that I was at back then, I wasn't in a good place. And just like Quiet Storm said, when I shared that with the now ex, as soon as that argument came up, first low blow she took. Do the world a favor next time. Next time you find yourself with a gun in your mouth, you just go ahead and do the world a favor and pull the trigger. Y'all wonder why y'all getting this commentary from men online? Y'all wonder why you see certain things in the comments? A lot of brothers then just turn straight up cold. And some of the stuff I agree with, some of the stuff I don't. But it's a lot of brothers that turn straight up cold because of those type of comments. Because of certain type of actions. And again, what's being said about black men is really true about a lot of black women. And they're getting away with it ×2. There's more of y'all. So brothers are bound to experience more trauma from dealing with women. Nobody ever wants to take that into account when we talk about numbers. So when brothers go down that path of that red pill, like Quiet Storm said, it took a near-death experience. Somebody, Dr. T.S. Johnson calls it, I believe he calls it bulldogging, where women will sick another man on another man that she doesn't like for whatever reason. And that dude will delete that guy. So now you got, I say it all the time, the system get 2 niggas for the price of 1. You got one that's dead and you got another one in jail. And this bitch out here getting fucked 6 ways from damn Sunday.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
So Quiet Storm may not have been in the chat behind some bullshit like that. I may not have been in the chat behind me thinking about deleting myself. Or staying with that crazy ass woman that I was with. Trying to make it work. Be humble. Be gracious. Understand. Be loving. It's a lot of brothers that check them blocks. And you wonder why niggas is getting passports and going overseas. Ain't nobody, you can talk about getting finessed all day. We got finessed here. That shit ain't gonna be nothing. Bitch, I can make the money back. But as far as dealing with some crazy ass woman, nah, ain't nobody trying to do that shit. And yes, I know brothers get drugged, and most of them niggas are the Pookies and the fucking Ray Rays that are here that just haven't got caught up in no shit yet. Because they got a fucking passport, took their ass overseas, partying too damn hard, being a dumbass little boy ass nigga because they want to be in the club. That's how most of these motherfuckers get caught up. So when you start talking about that passport bro shit, y'all need to know what the fuck you talk about. I know I took a pivot for a second, but it needed to be said. Let's keep on going with the comments. I appreciate that, JT. Jay Gray says, I'd rather open up and be vulnerable to a damn parakeet than to one of these modern ass bras.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Oh, let's go on. Look, Gail, talking about take heed over there slaving, as the modern chicks be saying, love on and take care of that man, girl.
You go, girl.
That's for both of y'all. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Malika said, crabs in a barrel syndrome. Very much so, brother. Appreciate you dropping that. International Quiet Storm. Put some respect on your name. International Quiet Storm dropped the G.R.O.W.T.H merch link. So G.R.O.W.T.H merch.com. Y'all make sure y'all go check it out. Get one of these snazzy hoodies. Hotter than fish grease. I know you really can't see it, but yeah. Appreciate that, good brother. Mona D with the comments. She says, it's middle school for sure. I'm going to throw it out now with my twin 6th graders. Keep us in prayer. I got you, sis.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Y'all all right for 6th grade. 7th grade, that hammer drop. I just want to give you a heads up. Y'all all right now, but 7th grade this summer, because 7th grade is going, roughly 12, 13-ish maybe. Yeah, that's when the girls come back from summer and some of them start poking out. And the boys lose their damn mind. The girls start thinking they fucking grown. 7th grade, that motherfucker, Mona. Let's keep on going. International Quiet Storm says he was having stroke tendencies. Yep, me too. Look.
I be stroking.
And not in a good way. That Bell's palsy a motherfucker, bro. You can't eat right. Really can't taste your food. Like, I'm thankful it wasn't a stroke, but it could have led up to it, that level of stress that I had and how high my damn blood pressure was back then. Hell Kell's in the building. He says, I'm late as fuck, but preach on, my guy. I gotta catch the beginning on the playback. Roll Tide. Yes, sir.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Gail with the heartbreaks. Malika says, wow. Yeah. Appreciate the prayers. Take heed. International Quiet Storm says, a positive fuck it. Leave that shit right on the damn ground. Yes, sir. Let's keep on going. Where we at? Quiet Storm says, JT, that's exactly what happened to me. They will weaponize that shit and use it against you. Definitely. Malika said, I said this before and I will say it again. Black men are seen as disposable and expendable to the world, to the community, and especially to our women. Again, we suffer in silence.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Mona D says, oh no, y'all know wives are slaves.
You go, girl.
Gail says, is that what they call smelling yourself window? Yep, that's what it is. It is. That 7th grade, the girls and the boys, they start smelling themselves, as the old folks say. Let's get back to this video. Let me fast forward and pick back up.
Tell people, like, I don't think people understand that. It's like when you
pick up where we
I
left
was scared. I was like, I don't think my face will ever go back again because it was like crooked. And
But do you remember what happened when? Because you know that's a emotional nerve
well,
thing.
I wasn't taking care of myself. I was drinking Cristal for breakfast and Waffle House.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was 260. I was just in bad shape. I got an album out that's doing well.
Yeah.
I'm going around the world. I'm at war. You know what I'm saying? I'm losing friends left and right. I'm at war with people who have, you know, at the time, way more money than I did, more influence and power.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm just holding my own, right?
Again, under that sink.
And it's just like the same people that told me they was my brothers, now they trying to kill me. Like, imagine that, right? And this ain't like around the corner. This is state to state, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
now I'm dealing with all this and I'm trying to navigate it. And, you know, God got me out of that again.
Look, I think it's really important for Black men and Black women to have these conversations. I don't think we have these conversations enough. And I think it's a really tragic place when there's a person who's afraid of intimacy, right? Because intimacy is the trigger in which we can actually start to unpack ourselves. Are you guarded? Because you seem guarded.
Yeah, very. One thing is my relationships have been very much on the surface when I started losing a lot of people, right? Because you don't want to get
Are you talking about love relationships or homies, like people?
Homies, and then even love relationships I've been in where, you know, people just ain't right.
You do realize, and I've had to learn this too, because I can be guarded as well, right? Is if you are carrying that, you attract that. So if someone else is guarded or someone else is not being their full authentic self, it's because in some sort of way, we haven't settled in.
I'm going to pause it, give a little bit of pushback. This is one of the clips why I want to say that, because she openly said these are the conversations, and she's right, that Black men and Black women need to have. I want us to have this shit offline. I don't want it to be a podcast. I don't want it to be a panel. Not all the time. I'm given this profession that I've jumped myself into. We got to start having these conversations offline. Ladies, y'all got to start hearing us out. It's plenty of men that have told you this shit and you chose not to listen. You chose not to listen because he wasn't a previous dope boy, because he's not a celebrity. I'm going to keep saying it because it's true. You don't got to like it. You can say I'm hating. I don't give a fuck. There's plenty of brothers out there talking. Nobody's listening. And then when he blows up or he says something off the cuff, then it's, oh, that's a cry for help. This is why you hear so many women taking those jabs and saying it with a little smirk and again, I say it, I know it's harsh, but the stereotypical Black bitch attitude. The sister girl, the grabbing air, snatching dreams out the air, all that shit. Who hurt you? You hate us. Why y'all hate us? What's wrong with these men nowadays? Y'all don't talk to pretty women no more. We heard all this shit online. And like I had to explain to somebody else, again, this time I had to explain it to another Black man. This is why you're getting a regurgitation instead of, oh shit. Oh. comments, red pill, red pill, red pill rage. You're getting the vomit that a lot of brothers have been holding inside. Because guess what? When I spoke about my childhood trauma, it was used against me in the next argument. When I spoke about, damn, I don't know what I'm going to do next for a job, I was a weak ass nigga that didn't have no hustle about him. I'm going to go fuck this street nigga. Have his kid, when he gets murdered or ends up in jail, then she brings the kid back. And that's why brothers is like, what the fuck? I really don't think a lot of black women really understand how many men are truly, truly, if not done, very close. I'm not done with black women. I just had to adjust how I moved with my sisters. Simply because of what Nia Long just said. We need to start having these conversations. As a brother that has been open to that shit since my early 20s, working on that shit since my early 20s, because again, I was a father at 21. Shit got real. This is real life. This is adulthood. Because I got real and I've been doing that 20 some odd years of my life, nobody can tell me how the fuck black women do and don't receive that and who they do and don't receive it from. This is why if you, like I say, brother, shut the fuck up sometime and listen to the women. She's going to tell you who she is and what she likes. Because the men they're complaining about they do this shit for, when you ask them, what did he do for you? The answer is often nothing. So they will give their all to a man that has no intention of doing anything. And then turn around and expect it from a brother that they won't give shit to. It's a very toxic ass cycle. And then when brothers are just done, you get tired of this shit, you get tired of opening up, you getting tired of going against what stereotypes are put out there as a black man, negative stereotypes. You get tired of going against that, and there's no accolades, there's no appreciation, there's no can't even get a thank you sometimes. I've said it here before. Sometimes you can't even get a fucking thank you. So you got to be confident within yourself as a man. It's a reason why I got that picture behind me. It's a reason why I had that shit painted, to remind myself on the days that I ain't got it up here, that I don't have it in here. That's when discipline and structure kick in, bro. But that shit back there is a constant reminder. Do I necessarily need it now? No, it's just a dope ass picture.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
But I'm going to put that crown on my own head. Salute to JT for that. Salute to Kane Kofa. Crown yourself, bro. Put that crown on y'all damn head, man. But I had to pause it right there because, again, little pushback against Nia. We're having the conversations. But a lot of times we aren't heard. Let me bring it back. It was something else I wanted to address.
Right.
You attract that.
Hold on, let me get that off him.
So,
because the brother was looking like he was high as fuck. I'm not going to do you like that, Jay. But that whole broke attracts broken and, you are what you attract, I really don't agree with that. Simply because why would I attract something to myself that I already am? Most people are looking to fill a void, so to speak. So if I'm a positive person or whatever is positive about me, whatever isn't broken on me, that other person that may be lacking that or is broken in that area, they're going to attract me. I'm going to attract them. We're going to be trying to, quote unquote, fix each other. This is where we talk about the trauma bonding, right? It's not the trauma bonding because we got the same traumas. It's because we're trying to fix and fill whatever void that other person doesn't have or what you're lacking as a person. So I just wanted to give a little bit of pushback. She's not totally wrong, but I did want to push back on that and expound on it because I really don't believe in that negative attracts negative. A lot of people are looking to stop that hurt, and me being who I was as a people pleaser, I know I was attracting a lot of broken people, not because I was so broken, but I was so willing to give of myself to try to help that other person. I had to adjust that shit with myself. Let's keep on letting it run. We almost done with this clip.
Someone else is guarded or someone else is not being their full authentic self, it's because in some sort of way we haven't settled in. And I think it's really hard to do when you're in the industry that we're in, because everything about this industry tells you have to be a certain version of yourself that people expect you to be.
But see, that's the thing. See, I go even farther back.
Yeah.
Because my situations are dire, right? Because if you're not guarded,
Then you're dead.
there you go. And, you know, if you're not guarded and you're not smart, then you end up in prison. If you're not guarded, you're not smart, then you're up in these situations where, you know, you're on the losing end. Then going into music, it didn't make it any better because now this same type of energy follows
Now you're an
you.
ass.
But see, that's the thing.
Try to bring it back on me. Yeah, that was an interesting part for me as well. Because he was saying if you're not guarded, you end up in jail. Of course, he's talking from a street perspective. A lot of times, you don't have to be in the streets to be guarded and still end up with those same results a lot of times. You can still end up dead in jail, making poor choices because because you weren't guarded. You were opening yourself up again. A lot of shit that I almost got myself into, looking back, it was behind a woman. It was me trying to help a woman, not even somebody I was fucking. So I might be a simp in that regard, but I saw a black woman in need. I was willing to help. Here comes some fuck ass nigga. Me and him start jawing. Shit could have went totally left. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not as giving of a person as I used to be. I told y'all before, old Kofa would have gave you the clothes off his back. Kofa at 41 refused to be naked. It's that simple. I'll help, but I'm not finna be walking around here just giving out assistance. I gotta save some for me. You gotta save some for you too, bro. So again, it's okay to be guarded, but it's interesting too. I've said it here before, but it is interesting as hell to me that when good men are out here being this people pleaser, helping people, doing all this shit, they'll be quick to tell you that's your fault. Ain't nobody make you do that. You're a grown ass man. You make your own choices. You better start setting boundaries. Boom. The brother sets boundaries. Why you putting up walls?
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
As soon as we start setting standards and boundaries, you putting up walls. You're not gonna get a woman like that talking about women's weight. You're not gonna get a woman like that. You're not willing to be no stepdaddy. I don't know what you're gonna do. Keep your standards, gentlemen. Slide over to some of these comments. Where we at? Oh shit. They're gonna scroll up too damn far. Give me one quick second, y'all. Oh, there we go. That was Malika's comment. Y'all can read it again. Bam, there we go. This is what I was looking for. So Malika says the ladies don't have to listen, they have to give a damn about black men. Shahrazad Ali once said it's one thing to have peace with a man, but it's another thing to have peace for a man. God damn it.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Gonna bring that up one more time. Shahrazad Ali once said it's one thing to have peace with a man, but it's another thing to have peace for a man. Ladies, what are y'all offering? Brothers, what are y'all accepting? Let's keep on going. Malika says facts. I think that was to my comments about attracting what you are. Gil says, I think we attract everything, good and bad. What matters is what we stay and entertain. Facts. We just need to slow down and not be vulnerable and desperate to have somebody.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Big facts. Take Heed says, OMG. Yes, ma'am. We're going to keep on going. We got one more clip I just found interesting. They kind of get into the culture talk on this part. Again, these are little small clips. I think the original interview, I know it's over an hour. It's like an hour and a half. And what made me really sit down and listen to it was that initial part I played when it wasn't even a minute into the interview. And Jeezy immediately opened up about being molested by an older female babysitter. I really haven't seen too many people talking about that. The only person I really heard speak on it was Dr. Tia-san. Ain't that wild? We'll listen to everything else. But again, black men keep crying out saying this happened. If it happened back then, we as a society, period, white, black, green, purple, Indian, I don't give a fuck. Sexual orientation be damned. We as a society are over-sexualized. So if it happened back then, you don't think these boys are being touched on now? You don't think these high school players that are pretty much getting ready to go to the NCAA and play college football and potentially get an NIL deal, millions at the age of 19? You don't think some of these women in their 30s is already grooming these boys at 15, 16 because he's a star? But then you'll turn around and blame him. Oh, he knew what he was doing. Keep the same fucking energy when your little thought-ass daughter out there sucking grown men dick. If that's the way you feel about these young boys, because his brain not even developed yet. So yeah, an old 30-year-old woman can play on a young man. It happens all the fucking time. You see these teachers, won't go. You won't go to Cheesecake Factory. Let me give you a mini toothpick, Kofa. You bitches won't go to Cheesecake Factory with a grown ass fucking man, but you hoes out here getting pregnant by y'all damn students.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid.
Bunch of regular ass, nasty bitch. This is the shit we arguing about online. In some of these comments, y'all, I've seen so many women. I got screenshots. These men hate us. They speak with such vitriol. Angry man, angry man, angry man. Red pill rage. Do y'all see the comments? I wonder if y'all seen the comments I've seen where women are laughing about these teachers getting pregnant by their students. Grown ass men saying, he just got some pussy. I wish my son was in that situation. Hell, I wish Miss So-and-so would have gave me some. Ignorant shit. Keep the same fucking energy when some grown ass man take advantage of your daughter, but your daughter wanted some fucking dick.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Keep the same energy. You simple-minded motherfuckers can't have it both goddamn ways. You can't say women are more mature and then talk about somebody took advantage of a girl. So that means if girls are more mature than boys, women are more mature than men, y'all 5-10 years ahead of us. That means when she 15, she really fucking 25. So that 30-year-old dude, he's not a one-off, right? He did the right thing. It's okay. I'm comparing it to the way y'all speak about these older women taking advantage of these younger men. Bringing it back to Jay Jenkins. That was the first thing he spoke about in this interview. And ain't nobody caught that shit and said anything about it online. The fact that he was touched. So that lets me know one or two things. You really don't give a fuck because you just don't give a fuck. Or it happens so much and y'all know it happens so much, you just don't give a fuck no more. It's a norm. So all these older black men that are now telling their stories about how some woman molested them. Y'all love talking about the weird ass uncle, the weird cousin. How some woman molested them. Don't nobody say shit until it's your fucking son. And he can't turn off his sexual desires. And then he don't like hearing no because he's so used to dealing with older women. Deal with somebody his age and don't want to take no for an answer. And then that little girl says something. But then you want to defend your little over-sexualized son. But when the shit was going on, ain't nobody want to pay attention. So Nia's right. We do need to have these conversations. Guess what? All of them not going to be cordial a lot because so much shit the brothers are going through and holding on to because, again, like brother said in the chat, when I opened up about it, it was used against me. Let's keep on going. Almost lost your comment, Gail. Gail says all these stories coming out with these female teachers having sexual relations with the little boys, and those are the ones who got caught.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Take Heed says facts. Quiet Storm says disgusting. Gail says they don't give a fuck because it's a man. Had a few people gave a fuck about Robert Kelly, he probably wouldn't be the R. Kelly we know today. One more time, sis.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
This gal is hotter than fish grease. You cooking, sis. Take Heed says, shaking my head. True facts again. And Robert Kelly was also touched by an older girl, which happened to be his fucking sister.
But wait, it gets worse.
Let's keep on going, y'all. We got one more clip to get through. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Again, I said we weren't going to be here long, but we're going to press up against that 2-hour mark, but it's okay. Let's see how quick we can get through this.
Somebody else might have their thing, but they're not taking this journey with you of healing, because I think love is two people healing together and giving each other the space to do so. And the thing for me is, when I went to visit my mother that day, I went to forgive her, but I also went to tell her that I'm gonna stand up for little J.
That's right.
Right, the little J that she put in that position.
Pause it right there. So this kind of led up to him again going back to his childhood and stuff like that, and his mother pretty much on her deathbed getting ready to check out. So he's talking about going in there, and he needs to let her know he forgave her, because now he got Lil J. He got little him. He's going to take care of his old self. This is why I showed y'all those pictures. We'll end up that. I'll put my ugly ass back on the screen and show those that came in late how we started off the stream tonight with some old pictures of little Kofa. So again, I wanted to show that for a reason before we got into the Jeezy video, J video, and I'm going to let it keep on running just so y'all can hear again. It's another man telling his story, but he had to have celebrity, ex-dope boy, the whole nine that we've said here in the manosphere space. He had to be a thug or a pookie to get the attention of our women. Let's keep on going.
And I think a lot of my healing journey, especially in my real life, had a lot to do with me never standing up to my mother the right way.
That's right.
Which made me be a certain way in real life.
You're kind of all the things.
Right. What's all the things you mean?
I mean, like you're like a cat. You've kind of lived 9 lives. Yeah. You've had many different versions of self.
Myself, right.
So right now, where are we?
In my life, I wanted to have a family forever.
Yeah.
I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be the person.
To get it right.
Get it right.
Me too. I wanted to get it right.
To be right.
Yes.
To do all the things. And when you get in that space and you're letting your inner child down and you're not protecting them, and that's making you shrink and get in that space and you're letting.
Pause it, my bad. I had to run it back. I just wanted to catch this on the screen for those that may be ninja watching. Again, the production was dope on here. Simple, but yet profound. I like to have these definitions pop up. So this one is inner child, and is defined as a person's supposed original or true self, especially when regarded as damaged or concealed by negative childhood experiences. Again, we keep talking about negative. Over here, I like to talk about the positive, the silver lining, finding a positive reinforcement. But for all intents and purposes, for this type of interview and the stuff that we've talked about, shared tonight in the chat, we're going to run with that, read it one more time. Inner child, a person's supposed original and true self, especially when regarded as damaged or concealed by negative childhood experiences. Keep on letting it run.
Your inner child down and you're not protecting them, and that's making you shrink in situations like that too.
Men do.
Yes, because if you're not appreciated, if you're met with resistance, if you're met with that inner thing that somebody else has from their thing,
but
that's
to me, that's fixable.
You gotta want to do the work.
I agree.
But you just said clearly, if the person doesn't meet that, you out.
There's an expiration date on everything, right? Like, and you gotta know when it's time to be done.
Right.
And that's usually not about another person, an affair, or, some chick that's willing to like make you feel like a king. Cause that's why most men cheat. Because
that's fascinating to me.
It's so gross. It's so stupid.
I personally, this is my quote, and real niggas don't cheat.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
I kind of understand what you mean when you say that.
They do not.
I understand what you mean when you say that.
It's something.
I'm going to pause it right there because I agree with him.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
That shit got to be in you. And a lot of people tell me I'm picky about who I choose to be with. I am. Because this is what Kofa does. If I'm looking at somebody I'm going to be with long term, I try to imagine them literally at their worst looking. If I can imagine you at your worst looking, whether it's your face, whether it's your beauty or your booty, and my shit still get hard, we gonna make it. And I'm not saying that the sex is the end all, be all. But that's the first thing as with any man. So if I'm still physically attracted to you, I have no issue with ignoring other women that may be trying to give it. I have no issue with not trying to go out there and find it because I got it at the house. And on top of that, we get along. I got some cooperation. You sweet. You're nice to me, which is essentially what black men are asking. Just be nice to us. We've been dealing with y'all fucking attitudes since y'all got y'all first period. Be fucking nice to us. That's all the fuck we're asking. And y'all in return are asking for us to move heaven and earth. But again, brothers will try to do that and it goes unappreciated. We gonna keep on cooking though. But I had to pause it right there because I do agree with him. Real men don't cheat. Now, to KS's point, some brothers may exercise options, but even that to an extent, I really don't agree with. Because if you really on your square, you got what you wanted when you wanted it and when you were supposed to have it. When you really on your shit. So there's no reason for your ass to go out there and be fucking greedy, bro. Don't be hopping on this stupid ass shit. Well, I'm a man and we do this to this to this. Cool. There's so many men that fail because of their dick. You done worked your ass off for every dollar because your dick got you in trouble. You retarded motherfucker. I know that's not politically correct, so I'm going to say it two times. You retarded motherfucker. Your dick got you in trouble. Your dick got you divorced. Your dick cost you half of your shit, if not more. Because you can't control yourself. That speaks volumes to me. A brother that can't control his dick, you can't control your finances, and that means I can't trust you around mine. Let's keep on going.
In us.
Yeah.
That makes us want to be right.
Yes.
Across the board.
But is that so that you are living up to the expectation that you've set for yourself? Because again, you're going back to your childhood wounds of trying to be perfect to receive the love from your mom, or is that really where you've landed, that you want to be a man that does things the right way because you want to be honorable and you want to respect the woman that you're with? Because those are two different things.
I want to be honorable, and I'm just anybody that's real. And when I say real, I mean real with yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna hold. There's a sense of integrity there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? In my life,
God, what happened to integrity?
My life is built on integrity.
Yeah.
That's my moral compass.
Pause it again. Integrity's up on the screen. Those ninja watching, I got you. Integrity, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. Y'all want to see Toothpick Kofa go off? Question my fucking integrity as a man. We might end up having to move some fucking furniture. Because I know the shit that I'm doing is genuinely coming from the good of my heart. That's when I'm going to really say some fucked up shit and make it a point where now, nigga, you got to fight me.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Do not question my fucking integrity. That might be a part of me that I need to work on. That may be a part of me that's unacceptable to get upset about. That's fine. I know who the fuck I am. Don't question my fucking integrity. Because when I'm doing something, I'm doing it for a purpose. It's usually for the benefit of the group or those around me. Because Kofa's going to be straight regardless. My kids are going to be straight regardless. Because I'm going to do the work. So if I'm doing something, whether it's at the job, in my real life, outside of work, here on YouTube, don't question my fucking integrity. That's what I done built. Who I am as a man and continuing to build on my integrity and my fucking work ethic. Do not question those. So I understand what the brother is saying. Again, read the definition one more time. We're going to let it run. Integrity, the quality of being honest and having a strong moral principle, moral uprightness.
Yeah.
If I'm not integral, I'm off.
Right? Yeah.
And for me, doing the work is integral, right? For me, coming forth and telling my truth is integral.
Right.
For me, taking the mask off and saying, you know what, even your favorite trapper has flaws and things that he has to work through is integral. doing a versus battle in front of the world, they know that they know who you are and what you're capable of, and you taking another approach because you want to save lives is integral. That's that disruptive, not making the favorite or the most favorable choice because you know you have a position to play. So when I say that,
it's in your purpose, right? Like when you're more in line with your purpose.
And I swear to you that more than ever, I understand my purpose is walking in these footprints that God's left for me.
And what is your purpose now?
My purpose is to be the best version of myself and to teach my culture everything that I learned along the way. Just like I did when I was in the streets and I made music. Now that I'm writing books, everything that I learned is in that book. Everything that you see me do in real life is my contribution to the blessings that I have. Showing men that we can come from where we come from and still be integral, still be solid individuals. Because I think what you're saying is we haven't seen enough examples of solid individuals.
That's right. We don't have that roadmap.
People is either one side or the other. It's like,
got to pause it there, give pushback again. We've seen it a lot. He's just not popular. We see solid brothers daily. He's just not popular. And that's one of the saddest things to me. This is why I did this video tonight. There's so many solid brothers out there standing on business, as we say, taking care of their family. Single brother, raised his child, raised his children, did what he was supposed to do, help other people, did right by the community, did right by the church. But the day he opens up, it's immediate just being ignored or straight up pushback, disrespectful pushback to who that man is. So we've had grandfathers lay roadmaps. Look, Malika says facts. Also a seasoned veteran in the game, Brother Malika. He been around a while. I know he done seen some men with integrity. This ain't new. I got to give pushback to Nia on that. I got to give pushback with Jeezy on that. We've seen it. We got a roadmap. He's just not popular. My homeboy said some real shit the other day, man. He said being a part of the black community is like perpetually being in high school. We still acting on some high school shit. Who's the most popular? Grown as hell. Some of y'all grandparents. 40, 50 years old, got grandbabies. Still acting like children. Still thinking like children in high school. Get to some more of y'all comments. We almost done. Quiet Storm says, that statement he just said reminds me of the Who Will Cry for the Little Boy stream you did a few weeks ago. This was on the last video, y'all, that I was playing. But yeah, and this is another reason why I played that. When he spoke about the child molest, when he spoke about what he seen, when he spoke about his mother's, the issues that he had, and he gets into more detail again, the full interview. I really do encourage brothers to go watch it. I need you to understand you are not by yourself. Yes, you got me, Obsidian, so many other brothers in the manosphere content space, Angry Man. Everybody has spoken about certain traumas and shit we done been through and dealt with in the way we see things. Go listen to Jeezy. This was a good ass interview. And I'm not just saying that because the sisters like it. I don't give a fuck what they on. On some real shit. I love the sisters that's in here. They know that, but they know what I'm saying too. It's some women that are solely only just going to listen to this type of talk from a black man. Because again, he used to be in the streets. He is in the streets. Or he's a popular celebrity. But there's so many brothers out there willing to have these discussions on a regular basis. But he weak, he a simp, he a sucker, he a bitch. When he's really able to open up. And this, I used to say it all the time, haven't said it in a while. I'm invincible because I'm vulnerable. One more time. I'm invincible because I'm vulnerable. What the fuck are you going to do or say to me that I haven't already taken the time to recognize about myself? You can't fuck with me.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
And guess what, brother? Can't nobody fuck with you.
Knocks down another 3 ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Take heed, spoke on that when I was talking about be nice to us. Amen, sir. That's all brothers is asking for, sis. Gail says, I think some men who are greedy when it comes to sex, when they have a good woman at home, are secretly battling childhood trauma, which caused them to have an addiction. Which, God damn it, which one I'm gonna give you? Which, you know what?
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
This is what I'm talking about. This was up on the screen. Salute for that, Gail. I warn women all the time. A lot of these men that women are so attracted to, they keep getting women as notches under their belt. They can't say that the women seem to can't say no to. He learned how to move around women because he got it from an older woman. And truthfully, that trauma, he's oversexing himself, trying to undo what was sexually done to him as a child, as an adolescent, when he was confused and didn't know what was going on. So he's trying to take some control back by just running up the numbers. Now, granted, some of these brothers out here greedy and just going to just run through women left and right. But a lot of these boys were exposed to sex way too early. Whether it was the Playboy magazine, I was one of them, got into my granddaddy's Playboys, finding the wrong corn, actual child molest, walking in. So a lot of our kids get exposed to sex way too early. This is why so many brothers are pushing back against all these little girls twerking and popping their ass and shit. But then y'all want to tell us that we're weird because we watching them do it. No, bitch, you're watching them do it and you the one that fucking taught them. Nasty bitch. Let's keep on going, man. Blood Crow in the building. He says, what's going on? He said the same can be said about women. I know a lot of military women that cheat a lot more than men. Big facts. And that's the thing, Blood Crow. People typically understand it if a young girl is touched, is molested when she's younger. If that happens when she's younger, people understand that made her promiscuous later on in life. People understand the opposite, why she swears off men in life. Everybody has an understanding of that. When it happens to a young man, however young, whether he's young, like 8, 9, like Jeezy, or 15, 16, he's in high school, he has some understanding of sex and gets, manipulated, groomed by an older woman. People just brush it off. Nobody ever takes into account, maybe this guy has a sexual addiction that we don't want to call a sexual addiction. We just call him a ladies' man. He just a player like that. He just got it like that. He has a sexual addiction. He was touched as a child. Again, D. Ray Davis, the comedian from Chicago, he still won't go down on a woman. He's a grown-ass, damn near, if not 50-year-old man. He won't give oral sex to a woman because an older girl, that's what she used to make him do when he was a little boy. But again, nobody understands that when it's a boy. Let's keep on going. Gail says, absolutely. I think a lot of women who act like Sexy Red, Suki, or whatever her name is, are talking about Sukiana, are using their trauma to make money by using their body, sex, and everything. Exactly, sis. That's why they take control of their sexuality. That's why I push back against that shit. We pretty much have put whores in a queen's throne.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
That's the new black woman. And sisters, I really don't know how to help you unring that bell of society right now. I really don't. God bless y'all. Keep checking these women is all I can say. As far as the men, we can only check so many pookies when there's so many women willing to sleep with them and procreate with them. But that's neither here nor there. Brother Malika says, I'm a man with integrity, but I had to learn what it meant to be an integral man. Prison, therapy, starting over from nothing, and wanting to be more helped me be an integral man, and I'm still learning. We all learning, bro. We all learning, and salute to you for sharing that. Big facts. Matter of fact, you get a
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
I'm going to let it keep running.
Somebody's thinking for self. We're not thinking for we, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody's either trying to, and by the way, I had to go back and dial my ego all the way back down.
That's the other thing we haven't talked about.
Ralph.
There's no space in any of what we're talking about for
Right.
ego.
Right. And if you're living by ego, you're basically trying to either control someone,
Yes,
or to get them to see life the way. And
Bring that down because they popped up with the definition.
if you're living by ego,
So ego is a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. They're going to kind of get, excuse me, they're going to kind of get into the good ego too, but I just wanted to point that out that popped up on the screen. Keep on going.
basically trying to either control someone,
yes,
or to get them to see life the way you see it.
yes.
And I had to learn that that's not how you live life, right? And most of my ego came from fear,
Absolutely.
right?
There's good ego.
Right.
There's good ego that allows you to do this because this is something new,
Right.
right?
Right.
There's good ego that allows you to be a disruptor.
Yes.
That's good ego. Because in disrupting the system, in disrupting what we're used to seeing,
Right.
you're also providing a new way of doing things, right?
It's hard though.
Yeah, it's hard because you're putting yourself in a position to be an example,
Right.
but you're still learning and growing.
And also you're putting yourself in a position to lose everything that you built, because people can look at you and you know our culture. You can do one thing and they're like, oh, we cool on it.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Had to stop it there on that last clip. That's the last part I used, and it did stop. That's where I cut it off at, because he touched on something about the culture. You can do one thing, we good on him. We're talking about cancel culture, right? We will do that shit with celebrities when the average everyday brother never even got a chance to get started.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
Slide back over. I think we good on the comments, y'all. So again, I'm not sure who all in here, but for the brothers only. Well, matter of fact, everybody this time. I know I got it from the brothers before, but everybody, ladies, including y'all, if y'all have ever heard a black man speak like this, drop a 7 in the chat. For the brothers, if you've spoken like this, drop a 7 in the chat. Because I already know the conversations are happening or have happened, and I know what it looks like when these conversations are happening and they're used against us. They're completely ignored, or they're made fun of in some shape, form, or fashion. Again, Malika with multiple 7s. Ladies, if y'all ever heard a man open up like that, y'all drop 7s for me too. But son Moses with the 7. I know it. Let me get back to the top of the chat while y'all doing that. Where was I at? Bam. Again, wanted to share this because we talked a lot about childhood trauma tonight and stuff that Jay Jenkins, aka Jeezy, went through. So I don't just want that childhood trauma, and they brought up that inner child on the screen, that definition, and I read it off, and it spoke to people's sense of self based on childhood issues that may have been negative. This is my grandmother's house. Again, my family's selling it. I shared this at the top of the screen, but young Kofa on the left with the red jacket on, in front of the same steps is Big Kofa on the right. I just took this picture yesterday. What's today, Saturday? Yeah, I just took this yesterday. I swung by my grandmother's house before I made it back to the studio here in Atlanta. But happy times, man, just running around that yard. On the other side, not that side with the chairs, but on the other side was where my granddaddy had the barbecue grill. Like I said, he used to sit in those chairs, and the chairs changed over time, but just sit on the front porch, drink his Pepsi and his liquor, and wave at cars. I sit in my garage, I drink my Coke and smoke my cigars and wave at passing by cars. So got good memories in this house. I want y'all, that's y'all homework for me, is to go find these old pictures, man, old family VHS tapes or whatever, or just have a conversation, drive by your people's house where you grew up, the house you grew up in, whether they changed the neighborhood or not, whether they done bulldozed the house to the ground or not. You really can't tell, but behind me on that big Kofa, the one with the green pants on, behind my shoulder, it used to be another house right there, but that's a complete vacant lot. complete vacant lot now. We getting ready to sell my grandmother's house. The picture on the right, Lil Kofa with the blue and white shirt. My mama, you know, all of shit, probably 24, 25 years old at the time. And this is us 40 years later. Took a picture at the same spot. Again, had to make her do it. She didn't realize what I was talking about doing, but I was like, Mama, come take a picture with me. And then took the picture. She turned around. I showed her side by side, and she turned around and looked. She was like, oh, wow. Yeah. So share those moments, man, with your people. Bring it back on me. Make sure y'all share those moments with y'all people, man. Your childhood was not, I don't want to just stay focused on childhood trauma. I want to talk about some childhood joy. I'm big, telling my age, but I'm big on the 80s. Eating pizza and watching Ninja Turtles and shit. That's why y'all see me talk about that stuff sometime. Like my auntie said, nothing changes with boys but the price of the toys. I want to bring some joy, some positive reinforcement back to us, especially as men. So with that said, those that don't know, the older brothers, they're coming back out with the original Ninja Turtle toys. Go get yours at Target or Walmart. Salute to my homeboy Ty. I think he done collected. He got all 4 turtles, Shredder, Master Splinter. This nigga been excited for like a week.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
So get your Black Boy Joy on, man. Go find your Ninja Turtles or whatever may be circling back around, because you know Christmas around the corner. So that's probably why they're re-pushing them back out there. But I know I'm going to go start collecting mine this week. Find a positive fuck it, bro. Find a positive fuck it. I encourage you, again, some more homework for y'all. Go watch this whole interview with Jay Jenkins, aka Jeezy, and Sister Nia Long. Make sure y'all go watch that whole interview. People are going to say, oh, she's interviewing a Pookie and all that. Everybody got room to grow. That's why I call the channel what I called it. Growth, gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. Everybody healing ain't going to look the same. Sometimes you need to regurgitate. Every woman going to be a bitch. Every woman evil. This, that, and the third. Cool. All right, bet. When he comes out of that, are you going to be there for that brother? Some brothers may need to sulk by themselves, shake that shit off. Are you going to be there for that brother? Everybody growth don't look the same, bro. It's kind of why we talk about a little bit of everything. I'm always dial it back to the average day-to-day brother, though. Let me get to y'all comments. Again, I appreciate that with the 7s. Some Moses with the 7. Quiet Storm with the 7. Blood Crow says, I did once and it was used against me. We talked about that earlier. Blood Crow, Quiet Storm said the same thing. Gail the Knight with the laughing at baby Kofa. KP from KC, what's going on? Says Ninja Turtle tent. I got it for Christmas.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I ain't mad. Malika says the original toys have been out. Yeah, but they keep going in cycles, bro. I think they're making I think there's a big push because my homeboy was in Target the other day and they had the sewer. They had like the turtle layer too. So I think they making a bigger push. And when I say the original, I mean the original, not the remix original ones that you might find on Amazon for like $30 and shit like that. I'm talking about these old school Ninja Turtles that now you can get them for like $8 to $11 or something like that. Yep, Turtle Power, goddamn. Gail says she know the acronym. Gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. So, man, I hope y'all appreciated this tonight, man. I hope y'all like the direction I went tonight talking about this, because these are conversations I really do enjoy having with y'all. I thank y'all for being in here. I was going to go live last night, which is my normal night on a Friday, but left Alabama, got back here, and I was just dog ass tired. I ain't gonna cap. I was just tired. So I smoked my cigars and just kind of chilled out. Wanted to make sure I gave y'all live. Again, things may be switching up. I'm trying to up my VODs a little bit more, but right now we still live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights. Still trying to get settled on these military orders. So it's gonna be, things are gonna start looking different going toward the end of the year, the next 2 months. Yeah, may not be as consistent, but I'm still here. Still gonna be dropping videos. So I'm just trying to get a better schedule because my schedule is changing up. I actually got to move. So y'all understand that. I know I got a mature crowd. I respect y'all. I love y'all. Like I always say, it ain't shit you can do about it. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up, man. I thank y'all for being in here. Once again, this is Growth Talk Podcast, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. This is where we help men find a positive fuck it. I am your humble host, Kofa, Kofa, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell. Thank y'all for being in here. We're getting ready to sign off. I'll catch y'all again soon. As always, you matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace.